Good morning, frickers. This is Weightlifting with Alyssa Ritchey, and today I have a freaking rad, strong, special woman in with me today. We're going to talk to her, and her name is Hunter Elam. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it's Elam.
Okay, I always say Elam because
No,
I'm like,
so many people are like, Elam. I'm like, just Elam.
Elam. So it's more like a U versus like an
Yeah.
A. Elam.
Yeah.
Cool. So Hunter, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Oklahoma, but I currently live in North Carolina, which I moved to North Carolina to lift at Mashley. So, but before that, I lived in Oklahoma pretty much my whole life. I lived in Colorado for a little bit, and now I'm in North Carolina. But Oklahoma is home.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
23. So you're a young buck.
Little baby.
Little baby.
Little baby.
I know. Who's your coach or what programming do you follow for weightlifting?
So Travis Mash is my coach, and I follow all of his programming. So basically just like Mash Elite Performance, but he does all of the programming and stuff like that.
Awesome. So my first memory of you is it was the American Open 3, right? Where you walked on stage and you hit this 121 for an opener.
Which was, it was my PR at the time at a heavier weight class.
Awesome.
I just cut, before I just did another cut, I just cut.
To what weight class? 59 was it, or 64?
So this was when, when all the weight classes like changed.
Okay.
So it was either I had to go, at the time it was 71 or 64, because I was a 69. That was the original weight class. So that's what I made from. So essentially like 69 to 64 was that cut.
Yeah.
For that competition.
But like when you went out for that lift, like you were so determined and such a force to be reckoned with. Like you knew it looked like you knew before you even got on that stage, like you were going to make that lift because you wanted to be on the world team.
Oh yeah. So, which at the time it was the only time I'd ever like felt this like kind of feeling. So, fun fact about that 121, I missed everything in the back from 106 to 116. I didn't make a single clean and jerk. Like I didn't, like I missed.
How did that make you feel?
Well, so I'm just kind of sitting there, like I remember like missing it, and every time, and like so many people are around me at this time, and they were just like, "What is she doing? Like she's still not opening. She's missing everything, like back here." And I'm just kind of like, "Oh well, at least it's back here, not out there." Like,
yeah, right.
And,
so many people think that like when you have to make all your lifts perfect in the
the
situation is. The lifts only matter on the stage. On
the platform, yeah. If I'm going to miss, I'd rather miss in the back.
Yeah. So how did you feel like in the back when you're missing? So you said you just felt like whatever. How did your demeanor change from going from the back missing and then going to the stage and like getting ready to crush a weight that you missed several times lower?
So I remember looking at Travis and still being like, you still want to open with that? And like, we're still, and he was like, yeah. He was like, we didn't come here to win this AO series, we came here to make a world team. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like I'll do whatever. And I was just like, put whatever I need on the bar. Like I'm going to do it. And so leading up to this competition, I try to get in like a zone, and I stay in a zone for like weeks at a time. And I go on like long walks, and I'll visualize like, like situations that could happen, or like if something doesn't go right, like how I will respond, how I will kind of react to these situations. And then just as I do that, I start getting this like feeling where I just know whatever happens, it's going to happen. Like no matter,
say I'm missing, like an adrenaline rush feeling, like
yes, it is.
Get like you're gonna cry
yes, like I'm emotional. I get really emotional. Like I will sweat. I will listen to music and like get very into it. I will like all of the above. And it's so hard to explain, but like I feel it in my whole body. Like my whole body is just, so I had that like leading up to this, and it's just almost like I could sit there and watch the stars align. Like I sat there and I watch like me like speak my actions into like reality. And so when I was back there, like I just knew that there was no way that I wasn't going to make it. Like I'd done the work, everything was done. I just needed to go and like do it. Sure. So I just kept telling myself like, well, I have no other options. This is exactly what I have to do.
So you
So
opened with it. Why not on the second attempt, or why not on the third? Why the opener?
just because like at the end of the day, like that's exactly what I needed. I couldn't do anything less than that. So what's the point? And
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I said, like I didn't go there to make or like to medal at that competition. No. I went there to make that world team. And so I was just like, you know, put it on the bar, because that's what I want. Like at the end of the day, that is what I want. And that's what I want to do.
So everyone knows like MASH Elite as the max out team.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't know anything about, like, I love Travis. I think he's great. He's hilarious. But like, is it true that you guys max out every day, or do you guys like?
No, it's not.
How many days?
No, it's not.
How many days a month do you max out?
So, I mean, I will say we do go heavy. We go heavier. Like, it's not like through the week we're just training around 80%. Like, I bet, and like every day is different. So it's going to be heavier days on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursdays, it's like jerks or like no hook, no feet snatches and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, everyone always has this like thing around us that we just like max out all the time. And I think that's because like a few years ago, like MASH Elite was a little rowdier, I think. And there was always this like max out Friday and stuff, which we still kind of do that sometimes, but it's more leading up to like competitions, which is like everybody else's heavy Saturday. Like it's no different. We just put a lot of hype around ours and call it max out Friday. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, they go heavy. Yeah. But yeah, like through the week, like, I mean, we do volume work like all the time. Like I'll have like 6 singles at like, I mean, it's probably still heavier, but like 85%, but that's not like maxing out. You know what I mean? Sure. So, I mean, I think, and then I talk to a lot of other people about their programming and stuff. They go just as heavy. Like, yeah, I know that. So I think that the team itself, MASH Elite Performance, just kind of got that around them. And so that's what people know. But if they came in and saw us train every day, like,
be totally different.
It'd be totally different. Yeah. Like, we're not just like, come in, work up to the single and be done.
It's sport specific training, right? So like, in weightlifting, that's what we do in competition. We literally like we stay kind of safe in our openers, and we go for like a medium weight that we might miss, or we really know that we're going to make, or the possibility could be like a little off for the second lift. Yeah. And the third lift is like a PR. Or a bigger lift that we've made, but we've, tested. We've only made like once in practice, maybe. Yes. Or it's a major PR that we've never even hit.
Never done, but you wanted to. Yeah.
So like, I mean, like 5 days out, we're all of us weightlifters are hitting our opener.
90 to 92%.
Yeah. Or at least like up to 90% of our lift. That we would open with for clean and jerk for snatch. And it makes us comfortable. It makes us know that like we can get it. But when CrossFitters switch over to sport, or anybody does, people are always like, oh my gosh, you go 83% all the time, or 80%. And I'm like,
and I'm like,
right? And like, you guys do the same thing, correct?
Yeah.
And it's fine because we're used to it. Our bodies are in tune.
That's what we do.
Exactly. So I actually wanted to ask you too. So do you work right now? Are you working currently, or is weightlifting your full-time gig?
So weightlifting right now is my full-time gig. I have like kind of some like part-time, well, it's like less than part-time jobs. Sure. Just kind of something to distract me, not necessarily distract me, but sometimes when I'm like, and it's a dream come true to be able to just go and like train and do all of this. Like, don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's nice just to go and kind of like change the scenery, I guess, just to kind of put in a different environment, because I'm around weightlifters all day. So I'm talking about weightlifting all day. I'm only hanging out with weightlifters, which weightlifters are weird, man. Like,
yes, they are.
Weightlifters are weird. We're all psycho. We're all super crazy. So sometimes it's really, really nice to kind of get out and talk to people that know nothing about weightlifting.
Yes. And like talk about something besides kilos and bars bending and dropping and competition.
And like, so I say that, but so I might work like 6 hours, 9 hours a week, like just something like that. But
so what made
for the most part, weightlifting.
Like, what made you switch over and decide like, I'm going to commit to this? And were you supported by anybody? Did anybody support that decision, or were people pretty negative about it?
So at the very, very beginning, so I've been lifting, I think it's coming up on like 3 years now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. First time I saw you was that 121 Hunter. I'm not
I know. I remember you telling me, and you were like, who is this?
I know. I was like, this girl's a force. She's gonna be a force. I know it.
So yeah, I was in Oklahoma. My background, so I did CrossFit. I dabbled in CrossFit for a little bit. It wasn't necessarily my thing, only because like cardio, wow, it was a lot. It was a lot. Which I played soccer my whole life, but it was different. It wasn't the same cardio. But I loved going heavy. I loved lifting the weights. I loved feeling strong. And every day I would just come in and complain about like, we got to freaking run a mile before we freaking can snatch. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why can't I just snatch? So finally someone was like, Hunter, you know that like Olympic weightlifting is a sport in itself. Not only that, like it's in the Olympics. And I was like, oh, like, what do you mean? What is this? And they were like, yeah. So I Googled like an online coach near me, and literally the next day started Olympic weightlifting. So I got on a program. I ended up going and winning like the Oklahoma State weightlifting meet, which at the time was like a huge deal for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm a boss, like blah, 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 blah. And so
but that right there just shows me that like you just saying that comment about yourself is so cool, because that's why you're at this level already, because you said I'm a boss and like I this is awesome, I could do this, like like what makes me not be able to hang out with the big girls, like why can't I do
why
that?
can't I So then, and my mom the whole time is kind of like,
I love your mom.
Yeah, she's awesome. But the whole time she's like, you're doing a what? It's called a what? You're going to snatch your jerk? And I'm like, Mom, grow up. Like, and so she kind of makes fun of it. She doesn't really know what I'm doing. She doesn't understand why I'm doing it. So she goes to the Oklahoma State meet and like, I crushed these records and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, so you might be like, okay. And I'm like, yeah. And then, so at this point,
okay,
you might be okay. But so my mom's pretty hard on me. She has been like her whole life. So she's gone to all my games. She traveled with me to all my like soccer competitions and stuff. So she's like, if I'm like half-assed doing something, she's the first to be like, that, hey, like, you know what I mean?
You need that.
So she'll tell me. So at this point, I'm 2 weeks away from starting nursing school. So I just finished all my prerequisites. I'd been going to school to get everything like done. I'm accepted into the program. I'm 2 weeks away from starting, and I set her down and I'm like, hey, I don't want to go to nursing school. I want to move to North Carolina and train for weightlifting full time. And her head spun around. She was like, excuse me, like, no. What do you mean? Like, well, and I'm like, Mom, like, I really do think I have a shot at this. Like, I know it sounds crazy right now, but like, I promise you that like, I will do the work and like, I will try like to get there. And I think that I can. And it took her a day and she wasn't happy with it. But by the next day she was like, hey, I support you. I think that you can do it. And you might as well do it right now because like school's going to be there forever. You can always go back to nursing school. Like there's no time where you can't go back. So go ahead and do this while you can, and like work towards what you want to do. And I mean, within a month, she moved me up to North Carolina, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but when I was up there, like she supported me through a lot in the beginning of it too. Like transitioning up there, being in North Carolina, like she helped me like a lot. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So your mom, it sounds like your mom was very supportive in the whole thing, but at first kind of like iffy about like, oh, maybe this isn't the right choice and maybe we need to rethink, but you just went with it. So
I went with it.
And then you moved to where Travis.
So North Carolina.
Sweet. So so you're with Travis now, and I think that's really cool. So I wanted to talk to you also about your cut that you just recently made to the 59. Went from 69 to 64 to 59. That's a lot of cuts.
A lot.
What was your like body fat? Like you said I know you told me you got it tested and stuff. Like what was
I was sitting at 25% before the 64 to 59. Sure. So, I mean, we kind of calculated at like what I would be roughly like straight from, if I went straight to 64, 59, losing all of that, like what I would be. Obviously I knew that a lot of that wasn't going to be like fat or muscle loss because I was going to pull a lot of water off. So when it was like projected, I think they told me projected when I was down there, it'd be anywhere between like maybe 17 to 18, just strictly based off of like that to that, like raw So even then I was like, well, that's still healthy, still way room to work with.
Yeah.
So I knew that I like had it to lose. I could do it like healthily, without like it wasn't like I went into it being like 11% body
like
fat.
Me?
Yeah. Like you,
like
for
really
instance,
stupidly
like
low.
actually stupid lean that like you actually have to like, yeah. So
Die a little when you're
die a
weightlifting.
little.
Just
Yeah.
die a little bit.
Not that it wasn't
No, it's
not
always
that it
hard.
wasn't challenging, but
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like I didn't have it to lose.
Right.
The only thing that was difficult in my situation is I decided to cut to a 59 not pretty close, but like around 6 weeks out, I think. So I didn't have, is it? Yeah. So I didn't necessarily
feel. What were you sitting at before? Like, what is your walk around? What are you sitting at? Like, what is, right when you started that 6 weeks, what'd you weigh in at?
Like 65.
Okay. So that's pretty high. Yeah. That's like 6 kilos. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty friggin' high. So so about 3 weeks out from, American, what did you just do? Nationals. About 3 weeks out before nationals, what were you weighing?
I was probably still like 3 kilos heavy.
Okay. So then you woke up on Monday and you called me.
2 kilos heavy.
Yep. So you're 2 kilos and you're like kind of, you were actually pretty fine. You were actually pretty good when you were talking to me, but you said like, I'm kind of nervous. So I was like, girl, don't be nervous. I'm like 2 to 3 kilos over a week.
Well, as soon as you told me you woke up 2 kilos heavier in the morning, you're a competition, I was like, all right, well, and like the whole like coming to play, like you're a lot leaner than me. It's going to be harder for you to pull off. So I was like, well, Alyssa could cut it. She's way leaner than me already. And so I knew that like I could do it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I knew right away you could do it too. I was like, oh, she's got the mindset for it and she's got the drive. She wants to.
Oh yeah.
You don't just give up nursing school and your whole life to move somewhere and then not make a 2 kilo weight cut.
Yeah. I won't. Yeah. I was gonna do anything. Like I was looking at my mind like how much does hair weigh? We can buzz it. Like
literally, right?
Literally cut my hair off.
Pretty funny because you're like shave everything. And
like
maybe I'll cut some of my hair for this. Like we're crazy.
I was sweating so much that my hair was making me way more.
Yes.
So my mom's blow drying my hair as I'm sitting in the sauna while I'm spitting. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a mess. Like, so she's like trying to blow dry my hair and I'm like sitting in the sauna, like sweating and like spitting on myself. Like, and she's just like, well, we got to get this hair dry. Like, you're never going to make weight if your hair. I'm like, just shave it. Just cut it all off. We don't need it. Just shave it. And she's like, oh my gosh. So
funny. So you woke up at what?
60.9.
So that's final weigh-in day. She woke up at 60. What was it? 60.9?
60.9.
Basically 2 kilos over what you needed to. So what was the process kind of? You don't have to say exact details, but just kind of like walk us through like what you did through the morning.
So I woke up, I think I ended up waking up around like 6:30 a.m. Checked weight and it was 60.9. I wasn't even like that freaked out. I was like, all right, well, let's go. It's about to be pretty fun. So I kind of laid in bed for a second, just kind of was like, all right, like as soon as we start doing this, we're going to do this for the hours leading up. So I started spitting at 7 a.m.
Yep.
And I think I kept spitting for a few hours. And I think I ended up only dropping. Actually, the spitting ended up being weird. I remember calling you and like I wasn't losing very much from spitting.
Yeah, you like gained a point.
Yeah, it was weird. Something weird happened when I was spitting, so I was like,
because you weren't eating or drinking anything.
No,
I
nothing.
Told you not to.
I hadn't ate or drank at that point. I mean, I think I stopped all food and water. Well, I stopped water like the morning of. I didn't have any water that whole day. And then I stopped food at like 5 p.m. that previous day. So, I mean, I hadn't had anything. So there was no way. So I don't know what happened there. But so then I was
sometimes
like, okay.
Your scale might be off when you wake up and like
that. Yeah.
You could have weighed in and it could have just like, it was your first weigh in. So what you might have done next time is like stepped on it twice or whatever. So
yeah.
Whatever.
So then I spit for like a few hours anyway. And then I started saunaing and then I started all my sauna like sessions. So obviously I didn't get in the sauna and stay in there for like 3 hours straight to do all of it. Like there was you'd planned out all of my, my times and I mean, we figured out how much I lose per this time and this time, leading all the way up to my weigh-ins, basically.
Right.
So,
and then your weigh-in.
I did. So my weigh.
What do you mean? Like when you said that in your post, what do you mean? Like I missed my weigh-in? Like what does that mean for people?
So for people that aren't aware, so Olympic weightlifting, you have to make weight. So with like powerlifting, you have a 24-hour weigh-in. So you can go and then make weight, and then you don't compete till like the very next day. But with Olympic weightlifting, it's a 2-hour weigh-in. So you have to make weight, and it can't be. So I weighed 59.19 when I stepped on the scale, and the scale has to read 59.00. It can't be
over,
0.
and it cannot be super under either, because you have to
weigh. You have to weigh more than the weight class below you, and you can't weigh 0.1 more than your weight class.
Correct.
So when I stepped on it was 0.19, and I was like, oh gosh. So
did your heart drop?
Oh, it did. Like at the time, like I was like, I wanted to cry, but I'm like, you know what? The cool thing is so our weigh-ins are at 12:20, but you actually have until 1:20 to make weight. So, I mean, I knew I was going to make it. Like I had that long. I knew I was going to make it. It just kind of sucked because everyone else had already made weight. But I mean, kudos to them. Like, you know what I mean? That's not,
absolutely. Yes.
Like, so everyone was just chugging their Pedialytes, and I was just like, well, I got to go sauna one more time, BRB. So I went up to my room.
You kept the sauna on.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so then I just went back up to my room. I got in the sauna one more time. Make sure my hair was dry, and then went down there, and it was 59.00. So,
perfect. Awesome.
And then that was it. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
And then obviously I started.
And then you went and did what did you do? Snatch, clean and jerk at nationals, and how did you end up placing?
So I ended up doing a 94 snatch, which was gold, 112 clean and jerk, which was silver, and then total overall 206, which was gold. Was that
how you wanted to do? What was your thoughts on that?
So we went in with a minimum, which was 206, which is what I hit. So we knew. So
Why?
I was going to this competition to make the Pan Am game team, which is the one in Peru. So, I mean, it was super cool to win a national title, but at the end of the day, my main goal was to make that international team. So we kind of calculated everyone's like robies and placements, and, so we had a game plan going in. I wanted around 209. So if I would have made my last clean and jerk, that would have put me around there. But we knew minimum 206. So we went ahead and locked that in with that 112 clean and jerk after I snatched 94. So that's locked in. And then after that, it was just kind of like, okay, like even if you go up a kilo, like at this point, a kilo for a roby makes huge. A huge, like you can go up to, it's crazy. A literal kilo. Will make the world of a difference.
Yeah, and if you don't know the Olympic process, Juggernaut Training System just put out an awesome video on that page. Yeah, which explains the whole entire Olympic process.
Which I think is cool because it's very confusing. So they did a really good job at kind of
clearing that up. We're even still in the
are we doing this right? Yeah, I have so many questions.
Yeah, so if you want to check that out, you guys can check that out on the Jug Life podcast or the YouTube page. But so did you qualify for the Pan Am Games?
Yeah. So I'm on that team.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. So
That's
I'll be
exciting.
going there in Peru, in July in Peru.
Machu Picchu.
You're going?
I had to turn down my invite.
Okay, I thought so.
I can't make 2 weight cuts.
I know. I don't blame you. Well, I saw you wanted something declared about going 55 maybe there.
Yeah, so I declared 55 just in case, Jordan De La Cruz dropped out and Caitlin Hogan dropped out. And then I was like, well, I could probably be the third pick. My total from the 49 class. But what happens is Worlds is 3.5 weeks later.
After,
Yeah, and my mind takes 3 weeks to just get set from the weight cut and back into the groove.
The groove,
I'd be destroyed for Worlds if I went to Pan Am Games. And it's only a silver. Worlds is a gold. So it's smarter to do Worlds now for me.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, I'm not going.
But still for me, I still plan on doing both. But obviously,
absolutely,
my weight cuts are not as.
Yes, I mean, for someone like you that missed the last gold meet, you need another gold meet. You have to fight for your life at Pan Am.
Yeah.
for this world spot. And I believe 100% you can get it. I think compared to some of the other women in your class, I think your mindset is way stronger. I think you are more of a force. Like you attack everything. You believe in yourself. You don't go out there and you're not a head case. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I see. I don't see you as that.
No, in the back, like, I just kind of felt like a gangster.
You should. That's the attitude you have to have.
I mean, you really do. You kind of have to be cocky. You kind of have, I mean, if you doubt yourself like one single bit, then like it's game over.
Absolutely.
And I only know this because this is recent. This is so recent for me. Even with the whole cutting down to 64 and making that world team, I did not feel like I belonged at Worlds. I didn't. Like, I struggled with that so much, like, mentally and stuff. It literally wasn't until after that where I was like, no, like, I'm incredible.
Yeah. That's what I hated when I heard you say that, like, you didn't feel like you belonged at World Team with all of us. And I was like, you know what, Hunter? Like, I came into the sport the same way you did. We all had to start somewhere, and we all made our first team. And we all felt kind of like, ooh, like, these girls are so good. And, like, do I deserve to be here? And you do. Like, you worked hard for that spot, and yes, you wouldn't be there if you didn't deserve to be there.
Yeah. And I think that even, which a lot of people told me I was so crazy for cutting to a 59 and stuff like that. But honestly, everything that I had to do, like, I mean, I had to do everything perfect. Like as far as like foods and like everything leading up to it, like there was so much work that goes into it that, like, why would you not
absolutely
be like proud of yourself? Like, I just look back and I'm like, wow, all of that for this, so worth it. Like, you deserve every single bit of it. Like, I don't care if people think I'm crazy or if I don't belong. It doesn't matter. Like, nobody saw behind the scenes of everything I did to do this. So like, I don't even care. I don't care. Everybody, I know I belong.
The glory, but nobody's seeing the sacrifices.
Like all the work.
Yeah. All the work that goes into it, the struggles, the missing lifts in practice, the frustrations, the getting up early, going to bed
at 9:30 and not being able to text whoever you want at whatever time, because
like making sure your lifestyle is for weightlifting and for weightlifting only. Everything else kind of like out the window. You kind of have to be selfish in this sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to weigh out all your food like a crazy person.
Crazy person. I've lost a friend, because like I wouldn't go and like eat cake on someone's birthday, and I'm like, I can't eat cake. Like, I can't. And like, they blocked me. They thought I was ridiculous. Like, it was a big deal. Over cake. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't make
a big cake lover.
Big cake lover over there. So yeah, I mean, and there's multiple times that like I'll shut my phone off at 9:30 and just like ghost everybody because like I'm going to bed. Sorry. And they're like, oh, Hunter, like you can't. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sorry, I need 10 hours of sleep. Sorry. Like,
sorry that you don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Yeah, like, and I don't have the energy to.
Those kind of people will come and go in your life, and you'll see that. I'm 30 years old now. It's weird saying that, but like people that do not want to follow my journey throughout the hard times and throughout the times that I have to sacrifice a lot, they start to come back when they think you're going to make the Olympic team.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Because everybody wants to be a part of the limelight.
Oh yeah, but nobody wants to be a part of the other stuff that's not so pretty, that's not so fun, that sucks really bad.
Yeah, but like, you know who those people are, and they'll support you. And the people that support you the whole entire run are the people that are really your friends. The other people are just,
which probably at the end of the day is very small, which is fine.
Very small.
Very small. Yeah.
I have two people that really love hearing me talk about my journey, and it's Matt and Ben, and they listen 110%, and they make sure Ben's my boyfriend. Yeah. And they love everything about it. So it's very hard. The support has always been there though. There's never been a doubt.
Like a doubt or
like neither one of them have ever been like, you are just putting too much into this. Like, so Max is my coach. So, okay. So I wanted to talk about real quick, just the diet you follow and like what your macros are. If you know your macros off the top of your head, just let us know like what's your protein, fat, carbs that you followed, like trying to, let's just do like the macros you followed to be a 59. And then just what diet do you follow?
So the further out obviously they were a little bit more than they dropped as I went. So
okay, so tell us just like the base, and then you could tell us like the first week, and maybe the next week.
So I feel like this is not going to be like, I'm just kind of like guessing. I think the first week I started, I was around like 130 grams of protein, maybe around 160 to 180 carb, and 55 to 60 fat, I think, when I first started.
Cool. That's like the first 6 weeks out.
Yeah. And then, so followed that for a little bit. Then we dropped him back, let's say 2 to 3 weeks out. I think it dropped like 120 protein, 140 carb, and maybe like 50 fat.
Awesome.
And then with the last week, my protein stayed the same. So around like 120 grams protein, like 100 carb, and let's say like 40 fat. And then the last like 3 to 4 days, it was like 120 protein, 60 grams of carbs, and 30 grams of fat, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was about that.
You ended up sending me something the last, and I mean, it was like roughly around there. I remember the last day, very last day before, it was definitely like 120 protein, 35 to 40 grams carbs, and then like 30 grams of fat or something. Yeah, maybe even less. It wasn't very much.
Yeah, I mean, you can't eat much like 3 days out.
Which I was only doing that obviously it's not like it's sustainable. You don't eat like that for weeks at a time, just full disclosure to everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's not how you
lose weight. That's how you cut weight.
I don't want people. Yeah, that's how you cut. But even for a sport, for a specific, but I don't want people taking those, writing them down, being like, oh, I can eat this like this for 6 weeks, and
definitely
no,
it's not something you guys want to like look at and be like, oh, that's a 59. I should be weighing 59. You got to get with a dietitian and somebody that knows what they're doing for what you would want to cut down to, but as in a realistic goal, like over the year versus over a week.
Over a week, yes, I agree.
9 pounds over like 6 weeks. No, you don't do that. You just follow somebody that's a dietitian, nutrition. So this is just her macros for a specific sport-specific weight cut. Mm-hmm. So, I want to talk about this because I know girls get so crazy about this. Like, I want a 6-pack. I just want.
Oh God, no! I think it's so overrated. I would never. I mean, a lot of or you look at like bodybuilders and stuff. They do even crazier. I mean, I have so much respect, and it's amazing. It looks awesome and stuff. But like, I love food. I love my muscles feeling full. I love having water in my body. I love, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, also, I mean, I do Olympic weightlifting. I don't need to grade cheese on my abs. Like, there's no point, you know what I mean?
Right.
I want to feel strong at the end of the day. I don't really care what I look like. I would rather lift.
You want to perform.
I'm going to clean a jerk double body weight. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have abs doing it, right on, but like.
Yeah, but majority of the time, like to women, they have to understand that a 6-pack is just nearly impossible unless you're in a calorie deficit for things that you shouldn't be doing. Or you are basically so genetically gifted that it's great, or you're training like a mother trucker.
Yes, exactly.
Like training like a top level CrossFit person. It's just like constantly training, constantly feeding their body, but still following macros that fit their body type.
Yes, exactly. Like it's
pretty, because I know that my 6-pack disappears. Like your 6-pack, how long did it last? Did it last days, weeks?
No, I mean, I'm talking a few hours after. As soon as I stepped off that scale and started like drinking and like rehydrating and like bashing some oatmeal, like I remember walking around and like pushing out my belly, and it was like so full, and I was so happy. Like I felt me come back, because before that, like it was weird. Like I felt like my rib cage was touching my backbone. Like it was a weird feeling. Like I felt so small, and I was just like, wow, I did not know my waist was that small.
You literally feel like you're gonna break, right?
Oh yes, like I felt like someone could just like and snap me in half. So I mean, as soon as I like filled back up, it was super cool to see.
Sure.
Just, it's
Absolutely.
very cool to see what your body can do. Like, I thought that was absolutely crazy. Cause I mean, as soon as I was halfway through a half thing of Pedialyte, I mean, I was full, I was bigger. You could kind of see them under there, but they were happier.
Absolutely.
And by my
water.
abs. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you have abs, but it's like, it's under that lovely layer of water weight and extra fat that's on your body because it's more sustainable when you're training.
Oh yeah. Mass moves mass. Like, it, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of, you want to be.
Exactly. You don't want to be thin. You don't want to be 59 training. And that's another thing. Like, you have to be, you know, girls say that you have to be 2 kilos over your weight class, but now I'm looking at it and thinking you should be like 4 kilos or 5 kilos over your weight class.
I plan on training at least 3 kilos heavy. So I plan on walking around 62 kilos.
Awesome. I think that's like spectacular. I think it's so smart. I think it'd be silly to start any lower.
Yeah. So I'm going to walk around 62. And then, I mean, I have a game. I always have a plan, like, you know, this many weeks out, you start dialing back in your nutrition, you start tweaking with your macros. You get down to this weight. So then by the time it's kind of a science. Like, you map it all out. Like, by this date, this week, my goal, this is this weight. So then I wake up at this weight. So then a week out, I'm at this weight. So the night before, I weigh this. Yep. Like, you have to kind of do it like that. Yeah. So there's really no point in training around the 59. I would never train around.
Yeah. Cause you just gain more lean muscle tissue. So strength is, well, it's like, kind of explain it to people like this. If you train at 59 all year and you only can get 1,000 snatches in a year. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say you train at 63 or 62. Now you get 2,000 snatches. You just doubled the amount you're training.
That you can do.
You get more work, more technique work, more volume for your body, more intensity. Like, it's so smarter to train at a higher body weight because you have so much more volume and intensity for the amount you're training per year.
Yeah, not only that, your recovery during that time.
Yeah.
It's going to be night and day.
Yeah, you're not going to walk around wanting to kill everybody.
All the time, yeah. Which I already do. I'm kidding.
Literally.
I'm already kind of like that.
In front of me?
I'm like, excuse me, can we not, like, yeah. So,
can we not do some training, please? Get out of my path.
Can we not talk about anything other than training right now? I'm training, like. So yeah, I feel sorry for a lot of my teammates. Actually, oh my gosh, funny story on here. So at weigh-ins at nationals, I was so miserable when I came down. Christy Brewer was like, she looked at me and she was like, "You're still spitting," and I was like, "I don't want to talk about Christy," and just said that, and she was like, "Okay." And so right after,
like all cute like that, I don't want to talk about her. Like, I don't want to talk about it, Christy.
No. It was like a very sad, like, I don't want to talk about Christy, like I'm dying, like I'm still like basically 0.3 heavy and we're at time to weigh in. And so afterwards she came to me, she was like, "I thought you were really mean." And I was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry for what I said when I was hangry. Like, that's such a thing. Like, I am sorry for what I said when I was hangry." Like,
yeah, and these girls gotta get that. Like,
no offense. Did too. She was dying laughing. Like,
great. She's such a good person.
Yeah. So I thought that was so. I mean, the hangry thing is real. Like, it is real.
It's real. And if your freaking name is not first on that list to go into weigh-ins, it's like you don't want to talk or look at anybody.
I want to sit down. I pulled my hat down and I just sat there and was like, trying to spit out as much more as I could. So like,
the joy.
Everyone's just looking at me like I'm a hot mess because I just sauna all morning. Like, there's like mascara down my face, and everyone's like, "Whoa, this is not the Hunter that like."
I'm like, with her boyfriend or something?
Yeah, like, what is going on with her? She's got some issues. So,
oh gosh, yeah. Well, welcome to Weight Cut. Sports with weight cuts.
It ain't always pretty.
Most girls do them, so just FYI. And that's something that I do want to say. Like, if you're looking to do a weight cut in the sport, I suggest that you are able to be competitive in that weight class, or you're trying to make a national title, or you're trying to make international teams for an easier weight cut, national titles, winning national titles. But for a really hard weight cut, like what mine is or what Hunter's is, I would think you guys want to be able to make international teams or attempt to make them. You should not be weight cutting. You should be doing this sport for fun. Otherwise, because there's no point. I mean,
there's absolutely no point.
Yeah, you don't want to walk around angry all the time about the sport. You want to walk around happy. So weight cuts, save them for trying to make international teams. Otherwise, just have fun and just lift heavy, because that's the best part of the sport.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Enjoy the process. So I have a couple questions to ask you, and it's going to be like just the fire questions. Like, I want you just to say what's on your mind. There's no right or wrong answers, but they are fun and they're interesting. So I think you'll enjoy them. The first one starts off kind of slow, but they'll get better once they get through. Okay. So what is your favorite or most beneficial accessory exercise for weightlifting?
As far as snatches, I would say no hook, no feet snatches have absolutely been the most incredible thing, but I'm kind of like, I love all accessory. So as far as like bro work, I'll row all day. I love rowing. I don't know why. Really? Dumbbells or like, I love rowing.
I think you were talking about
no, like rows, like, oh my God, you will not see me like on any kind of like any kind of big like back pump. I like dips. I love accessory. Yeah, but I will say, as far as like something like that's not just lift, no hook, no feet snatches.
Sweet. All right. What was harder for you to learn, the snatch or the clean and jerk?
The jerk.
The jerk. Okay. All right. When was your aha moment with figuring out how to do the jerk? Like, oh my gosh, I figured it out. Like, when was it? And what did you feel?
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. With the snatch, it hasn't happened.
There are jerks that I'm like, that was it. And then the next jerk will be like, well, I don't know, that wasn't it. So they kind of go back and forth. They've came a long way. I feel like I've had one aha moment, and it was just me having quicker feet as far as my split, because I don't know if y'all have seen, but sometimes I'll do a lunge, like a full lunge.
Oh yeah, that 121 again.
Yep.
Lunge.
So I mean, as far as footwork, I kind of did some. Sean Waxman actually had me do some like crazy drills.
I love that.
So yeah, he's awesome. So just I think having faster feet as far as like getting to like my back foot down was a big thing that has helped it. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but it's came a long way, and I think that's what it was.
Cool. Do you have any pre-competition rituals? Like any weird ones? Like, it has to be a weird one.
Like what? Like, do you have one?
You know, Ben, my boyfriend, once again, asked me, like, we put these questions together last night for fun. I was like, no. I was like, I literally just like psych myself up. I talk to myself.
Same.
I
talked. Okay, yeah. So I don't
really psych myself up. Like, I go in the mirror in the morning and I'm like, you got this, girl. You're the bomb.
Yes. So, okay, if that's what you mean, then yeah, like I feel myself. Like I will put, so like music. I think music is like a huge, like I freaking love music. I listen to it all the time. Like it's like a big thing. So I'll literally put my headphone in and like you'll see me and I'm just over there just getting it. And like everybody's watching me and I'm literally in the back like the whole time just like feeling myself, being a gangster, listening to the most hood rap music that you could find.
Yeah. Mine's like as musical as it can get. And I'm like, I can sing. I'm Ariana Grande.
I'm rapping. Like I am Cardi B in the back.
Oh, I am. Yes. Yeah,
like
you can't touch this because I am the queen in the back. Yes. Nobody's going to touch this.
Nobody's going to touch this. Like,
Amen.
So, I mean, you would think I'm about to go do some kind of like drive-by, but like, little white girl, like, I wanted someone to come take.
You're about to drive by with your heavy lifts.
So I feel myself for sure, and
that's
just
awesome.
Like get into a zone, like nobody can mess with me. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I have a scenario for you. That was funny. It's good to know that we all love ourselves because you know what, as long as we love ourselves, you have to. Yeah, absolutely. 100% you have to. Okay. So scenario, you're going to a major competition and your bag gets lost in Atlanta.
Ooh.
You have your carry-on though, and you have one item in it for competition. Which item did you bring? Think hard, little sucker.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have access to anything there, like when I get there. Well, I would want to stay in my singlet because like I don't want to compete naked. But
so you can have like you can wear like
like it's someone else, like a
someone else's singlet, but let's just say the singlet's in your bag, so something else.
Okay, so I packed my singlet. Let's see. I guess my shoes or my headphones.
Which one? Gotta pick it.
I
can't believe you're picking your shoes or your headphones.
I don't know what to pick.
I love it. It's no right or wrong answer. Name it real quick.
Probably my shoes. I would need my shoes.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. I would probably pick my,
because everything else I could probably be like, hey, can I borrow your belt? Or hey, can I? And I don't.
That's true. That's
true. My shoes are you can't borrow someone's shoes. It's like
borrow someone's singlet, but you can't borrow their belt or their shoes.
Or it's very weird. It's like wearing someone's like Birkenstocks. Like it's not yours.
Yeah,
that's
for sure. Yeah, because agree. Totally.
You know what I mean? So probably my shoes.
If you could choose one weightlifter in the world to train with, who would it be and why?
What is it? Laura Dana.
Oh God, I don't know all the weightlifters.
So
go ahead, name her.
She's a 64.
I know her. She fell on her knees for the snatch.
For 111 or something. Her, I would definitely train with her.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Tomorrow, Laura Dana. Yeah, her.
All right, cool.
For sure.
Why? Just because she's awesome.
I like her swag.
Yeah.
I've watched her train in like the World's Training Hall. I mean, I see all of her, like I watch all the ATG
she
videos of her. Yeah, she was there. Yeah, she was there. Yeah. I like everything about her. I love her.
All right. Last question. If you could get rid of the snatch or the clean and jerk and replace it with whatever competitive lift you want, what would it be?
I would replace what would I do actually? I would replace the snatch with a like a close grip snatch because I'm really good at those.
Ooh. I saw you do those in training.
I'm pretty good at doing those. So I'm like really weirdly good at like the most like weirdest exercises. So like close grip snatches, or I don't even know what you call it. So you clean it and you immediately go into like a squat jerk at the end.
Yeah, it would be like a close grip snatch. I would name it that. Probably. Yeah. Or like yeah, because you'd have to get it off the ground. You couldn't unrack it, so it wouldn't be a squat jerk. So off the ground, you would lift it off the ground.
Grip. So the close grip snatch is off the ground, and then for like there's a clean and jerk version of, I guess, similar to that. You basically clean it and without like stopping and then squat jerking it, you go straight into it. Yep. I've done those before and those are pretty fun. So, but yeah, definitely I'd probably replace the snatch for a close grip, suicide grip, some kind of
awesome.
Snatch. Yeah.
Well, Hunter, thank you so much for being on Weightlifting with Alyssa Ritchey. Where can people find you to follow your journey in weightlifting?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's just @_Hunter Elam, HUNTERELAM.
Awesome. I'll include it in the writing section of the podcast as well.
Sweet.
In the episode. So thanks, Hunter. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Weightlifting with Alyssa Ritchey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.